Hello and welcome to the Blue Tardis podcast. My name is Sam and I am joined today by my good friend Joel.
Hey everyone, well it's good to be back.
He's back.
Yeah, you get to hear my voice again.
Yay!
You get to suffer along with me again.
So, today we are going to be watching Tooth and Claw.
Oh, good episode, mate. Oh, I love the werewolf episode.
Oh yes, the werewolf episode.
And the beginning of Torchwood.
No.
Oh no, yeah, you are right, yeah. Sorry.
I'm back in series 1.
Oh yeah, fair point. My bad.
So,
I screwed up.
without further ado, let's begin this.
If
you would like to watch along with us, please press play right now.
I don't see.
So, here we begin. In a field in Scotland. We're in Scotland.
Yeah, gladiator style. Love it.
Hiya.
Yeah.
I got to ask. Right?
Go on, what
I
you
got
got
to
to ask?
What's your thoughts on this episode? From what you remember of it?
Well, I'm a big fan of good old classical monsters, like with all the Frankenstein and the werewolf stuff.
Dracula?
I like the werewolf, and I will say I've got a toy of the wolf still at my house. Yeah, it's just sitting on the desk there. I know I'm sad.
That's good.
And I will say though, this bit in this episode caught me off guard when I watched it, because I was like, is this the same episode? Is this Doctor Who?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, doesn't really look like Doctor Who, does it? At this point.
I don't... Obviously we're watching for a TV here, but on my TV, they were like...
Are we? We're watching for a TV, are we?
Well, yeah. Behind the scenes, people. Sorry. But I will say, though, when this episode aired, I immediately thought this was like an ad.
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, is this the right episode?
Yakult, buy it now.
And then...
You're not you when you're hungry. Eat your Snickers.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that staircase that you just saw,
Yeah.
right? They actually reused that set later in the episode The God Complex in Series 6.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, I know
It's
that.
the same building as the hotel.
Ah.
How about that?
Oh, cool.
Because BBC love to reuse sets.
Oh yeah, I mean you have to work on the budget sometime, and obviously this episode will have to go to the effects of the werewolf itself.
May God forgive me, for this is Scotland. We put in haggis. I will say,
and this is a good intro, everybody.
well, yeah. I'll tell you what. I didn't ask you this in Christmas Invasion.
Oh, the intros.
What do you think of the intro?
I personally think I like the intro. I mean, of Tennant's era of Doctor Who, shall I say? I like the one in Series 4.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favourite intro
Slightly
music.
better, isn't it? So
Yeah.
just like
Like, this one's obviously
it's got a bit of violin in it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously this is Eccleston's intro, and obviously continuation from here.
Yeah.
Until much later on.
So, fun fact. This episode was written in a week.
A week?
A weekend.
Cool.
Right? Because they realised they didn't have enough episodes, or someone pulled out, or something like that, and RTD had to write it in a week.
Go. I tell you what, for an episode that was written in a week...
Weekend.
Huh?
Weekend.
Or weekend, or whatever. It's definitely impressive to see like Russell T Davies direct this episode with that rush kind of script, but also it's like a simple kind of episode as well.
It is a very simple episode. It is just simple base under siege.
Like the Dalek episode, everyone. Like it's just a singular being, and they're locked in his pocket, and you know.
It's what Doctor Who fan call a bus episode.
A bus episode.
Yep, base under siege. Bus.
Wow, learning everything every time on this podcast, everybody.
So yeah, my thumb. So yeah, this episode.
I thought he said my bum.
No,
Oh.
not your bum.
Sorry.
I mean, you are very attached to your bum.
Sorry, but
Well, you are, aren't you? You're
get-
very attached to your bum.
you're getting kind of
Also your bum.
You're kind of getting strangely personal here, Sam.
No, I'm not getting personal. Oh dear.
Oh, here we go.
It's the
Is this accent coming?
The whole reason why Tennant wanted
Yeah.
to be in Scotland is so he can
Of
do
course,
a
of
Scots
course,
accent.
there will be an episode where Tennant uses his actual accent. That's great.
Ballamore.
Hey, I bet he'll say it during when he's back as the 14th Doctor. I bet you on it.
Oh, what, Allons-y?
No, well, yeah, that too. And obviously him using his accent. Like,
Oh yeah, you'll definitely hear it.
I mean,
definitely
yeah,
hear
you'll hear it, but him actually saying it, you know.
Yeah, I reckon you'll hear it.
Yeah?
Easily.
What do you think of the comments, everybody on YouTube? Do you think he'll do it?
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah?
So, fun fact, right? Very, very fun fact. In series 10,
10.
yeah, in series 10, not 2, 10,
Going far into the
Right.
future, everybody.
very far in the future, there is a reference to her.
Yeah, I heard about this. I forgot what
The
episode
Empress
that
of
was.
Mars.
Huh?
It's the Empress of Mars. They have
That's
a painting
right.
of her.
Yeah. I forgot when in that episode was, but I do remember it
They
was
have a
in...
picture of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And, yeah. That's pretty much where the fun fact is.
I will say though, with episodes of Doctor Who that's set in like obviously in history,
It's not too far history.
well, not too far history, but you know what I mean, set in certain time periods. I like when they actually give an effort to the costumes,
Yeah.
to the outfits of their time.
Yeah.
Like,
They're in period costume.
yeah. I wish someone said that to me.
His timorous beastie.
Beastie.
Beastie. Nah, to be fair, I do genuinely like this episode. It is a fun episode.
It's a fun episode. It's a simple episode.
Yeah.
And also, it's a werewolf episode, everybody.
It must have been fairly simple to write as well. I'm not being funny. It must have been fairly simple.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously we'll see it. We'll see it later in this episode. It doesn't have my favourite wolf transformation yet, but for the time, it was good enough.
Yeah. I mean, you also got to think it is a TV
On a-
budget, not a
Yeah,
film
on a budget. But and obviously we see later on in Doctor Who, it does get better. Because obviously, you know, more seasons, more money.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a great, great episode, this one. And I love it personally. I think
So
it's
what
one
are
of the
your
episodes-
complaints then?
Why do you
at least-
automatically do I have a complaint?
I mean,
You're right.
I mean,
but I did.
if you watch our reaction to the Christmas invasion, you can hear nothing but complaints.
To be fair,
but to be
warranted.
fair,
Warranted.
he was honest, and also he did have some good positives. But anyway, your episode, go.
So, right, my overall complaints with this episode.
Get ready.
The werewolf itself looks to shite. I know they couldn't help it, but I would have possibly prefer it to look a bit better than
like a
this.
practical
Maybe
effect.
practical, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
like-
practical.
Like
So it does look a bit shoddy.
like if I were to reference an episode in this season, I would say the cat people in that.
Well, they're all practical.
Yeah, like they're practical creatures, and obviously it's simple to put makeup on them. Like, it would be cool if they able to give like Wolfman claws or like something like them grabbing someone with the head and then like not obviously not seeing them twist their neck, but you know what I mean.
The Koh-i-Noor diamond. Right? I'm amazed. What is he doing, by the way? The bloke on this side.
Yeah, the bloke on
He looks
the
bloody
right
gormless.
side.
And he switched.
Did he?
He switched. There he is. There's Mr. Gorm. There he is. There's Gormless. That's what I'm going to call him now, Gormless.
He likes to mock people, everybody.
To be fair, every episode of the podcast I've done so far, I've always looked in the backgrounds rather than actually watching the episode.
He likes to look at the background characters. Which, to be fair, there are some.
I like to look at.
There are some good golden ones in there, which are just funny and good. You know, like I think there was this one I forgot in this season that made me kind of laugh. I don't know which one it was. I mean, I might be in one of the episodes that has that one, but I don't know.
The Observatory. Fantastic set. It really is. This is a fantastic set. Right. Because funny enough, the whole like that telescope there, I couldn't think of the word then for a second. But
telescope.
Yeah, the telescope,
telescope
is a proper telescope. It's a real working telescope.
Yeah. Like, I heard something about, like, do you remember everybody Doctor Who Confidential? Do you wish that could come back? I wish it came back.
Oh, it would be so good if that come back.
It would so good.
So good.
Russell T Davies, if you're listening, bring it back, please.
I mean, not
you're
unfortunately.
bringing my boy David Tennant back, so you might as well bring that back.
So, I should ask, right? Obviously, we know who's your favourite Doctor.
Yeah.
Who's your least favourite?
Well, again, everybody, for people who don't know, I haven't properly watched all of the classic Who era of Doctor Who.
And thus, every single member of the fandom immediately hates you.
Yeah, I know. and don't get me wrong, Colin Baker is the most iconic. Not Colin Baker, Tom Baker. Sorry, people, don't.
He does get confused with the names, to be fair.
There's a lot of names, everybody. But yeah, Tom Baker is definitely the iconic Doctor that everyone thinks of, the scarf and everything else. Mm-hmm. But for me, my favourite Doctor is obviously David Tennant. But my least favourite, and remember everybody, it's from the modern era only, not the classic era. I know, don't judge me. I'm sorry. I'll make sure I watch him on my own time. I would say it kind of pains me to say this, even though I feel like she, and this is not counting like the special ones.
You're going to say Jodie Whittaker, aren't you?
Yes, and
you're going to say Jodie Whittaker's your least favourite.
Yeah, sadly, and I actually feel bad saying that though, because one, she's the first female Doctor. Two, I feel like she could be given more to do, and I feel like there are episodes, and like singular episodes in particular, like the Sontaran episodes of what was it, like the Flux season or something like that? Yeah. Like I feel like there was something there could be more to do. Like
I remember that shot.
Like I could feel more. I feel like she could be more up to do. Like if she, you know. But I will say though, in positives to Jodie's Doctor.
Hang on, Joel. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no.
Right. So in this time period specifically, the men wouldn't be in the kitchen. It would be women in the kitchen.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. Now, sure, of course, they
would
know how to cook and all, but it would be women in the kitchen, and men wouldn't really know how to cook all that much. Yet they do know how to cook, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, not amazing. Now, to be fair, that's a bit freaky if you find someone's hiding in your cupboard, but there we go.
Yeah, well, they were playing hide.
Anyway, back to what you were saying about your least favourite Doctor, Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, the things I liked about Jodie, I would say I liked her screwdriver. Like, I like the idea of a Doctor creating the screwdriver by hand. Like, I mean, that's very cool. It's the same thing with the Dalek in the first time we see a Dalek, that it gets handmade.
I've never actually made that connection before. That's interesting. I never made that connection.
Yeah, see? I know stuff, some things you don't know.
Hey!
Yeah.
It takes a while to update the network sometimes.
But no, I will say, but also, again, with Jodie's Doctor, with the sonic screwdriver, count how many times she uses it during her
Oh,
run.
it's so many times.
It's so many times. Like, even like with David Tennant here, he does. I mean, in the
He
episode,
uses this a lot.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, in the episode that I was in with Sam here, the Christmas Invasion, you see him touch the blood. Like, he analyses the blood when he touches it.
Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, and to be fair, so with Matt Smith and Capaldi,
Yeah, but
it
I feel
started
like-
from Moffat's era, to be fair, where Screwdriver became way too overpowered.
Yeah,
That's
true.
the problem.
That's
with
true.
RTD's era, it wasn't that overpowered. It
But-
was just used for
but-
a couple of things.
But to be honest, everybody, the sonic screwdriver comes in the places where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Not when it's always about.
Yeah.
And that's the places where I don't like it.
However,
However, go on.
right? However, now, I love how this was actually a proper ghost story that RTD remembered from his childhood.
Yeah?
This is actually a story that RTD remembered from his childhood, probably from what his mother told him.
Oh, and you put it in the episode? That's
And
great.
he put it in an episode.
That's
Now,
fantastic.
Only because, again, he had to write it in a weekend.
Again,
And it says
incredible.
something about the overall quality of Series 2 when an episode written in a weekend is one of the best episodes in the whole season.
Yeah.
It says something about it and the overall quality of it. Because I know I didn't touch on this with you at all in the previous podcast that we done. However, I can't stand Series 2.
No?
I think it's a terrible, terrible season.
Well, I would say it's not my favourite season. I would say it's the most. I would say it's terrible, but I will say there are some points in season 2 where it lags. Don't get me wrong, but I will say with season 2, obviously I'm biased because it has David Tennant in it, but I would think that episodes that deal with like time period episodes, like this wolf episode here, or the episode I'm going to be in later on with the yeah, I know I'm marketing myself. I'm sorry.
That's alright.
With the girl in the fireplace episode, like that episode, I would say is probably my favourite in this season, personally.
Me personally, I think that that with Series 2, it's got such a jump in quality
Yeah.
in a bad way from Series 1.
Oh, okay.
So, its first episode, New Earth,
You were.
right, is a bad episode. Straight away, it is bad. Right? Tooth and Claw, this one, fantastic episode.
It's better than the last episode. I would agree.
School Union
Yeah.
is a fantastic episode.
Oh, it's
Go in the Fireplace, from what I remember, is a decent episode.
oh,
Right?
oh.
But
I
then
can't
you've got
see your
Rise of
reaction that
Cybermen
way.
and Age of Steel,
Yeah.
which aren't amazing at all, but they're still decent in a way.
Yeah, like it's good to see Cyberman back. You know, it's cool.
You know, it's got a very scattered quality about Series 2.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's because it was rushed. I don't know whether it's because the expectations were quite high from Series 1. I don't know whether it's because there were so many changes from Series 1 to Series 2. I don't know. But it's something that isn't right about Series 2, and unfortunately it affected the entire season. And it really, really did. Now, it's nice to hear David Tennant talking in a Scottish accent.
Yeah, like it's good to hear actors that we know in their native language. You know.
Yeah, it's
It's
great. It is fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
Right? And to be fair, you could seriously base this episode anywhere, it wouldn't matter. Which
Yeah.
is a good sign. However,
However, go on.
I love it in Scotland. I absolutely love it in Scotland.
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense.
Yeah, like it makes sense period wise, and yeah,
It just makes perfect sense.
yeah,
And the best part is as well, like there's nothing that can go wrong here. Of course not. It's a werewolf. It's so simple. RTD obviously played it nice and safe. And it worked. It actually worked for once.
you're hearing so many people. It's Sam getting something. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys. But yeah, sorry. But yeah, I think that overall, it's going to be a good episode, this one.
Oh,
and to be fair, it looks great, apart from the werewolf, I will say, which we haven't got to yet.
Again.
But it does look great.
Again, I will say, though, I would think the money, and I think people will laugh at me at this, I think it would go to that horror movie with those monks in the beginning of the episode, personally. Like, come on, like, you know, after that episode with the sword fighting in the Christmas special, they're like, oh, we had to go up her right here, you know. Like, we had to have monks with poles and show martial arts and stuff, you know. That'd be great. But, I mean, I know it's not martial arts exactly, but...
Okay.
But I'm terrible. But anyway...
I'm sorry, Joel. I love this scene here. Yeah. This scene is utterly phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good seeing this.
This scene is on par with Heaven Sent's bashing the diamond wall. This scene is on par with
That's
the scene
a good scene, though. I mean,
that is a fantastic scene.
I know,
this scene, honestly, almost tops it. Only because it is so good. You got the tension, you got the music, you got the acting, everyone's going for it. You got quite literally everything going for it. You got the visuals as well. It is so good, this scene. I love it. This scene is a fantastic scene. There's nothing wrong with it. And it was written in a weekend.
Yeah.
Why is this scene so good? You got everyone doing so well here. You got the Doctor panicking, where the hell is Rose?
Yeah.
You got Rose downstairs panicking, how the fuck am I going to get out? We got a werewolf changing, right?
Yeah. Here comes
the effects of the
CGI,
werewolf isn't amazing, right? But it is also 2006 quality.
Yeah.
Whereas Heaven Sent is, well, you know, 2015, I believe. Maybe 2015. Right? Like,
look at Tarkin, he's kicking butt.
Boom! Boom! Oh, by the way, the first instance of this Doctor running down a corridor.
Oh yeah, I forgot that
the first time this Doctor does.
He does that a lot, everybody. I mean, not just this Doctor, every Doctor.
And hey, they done it.
Yeah.
And at last, they didn't rely on the sonic screwdriver to do it.
I will say though, I like this bit where the Doctor's just appreciating the CGI here.
Of course.
I just like it.
Of course, he wants to see the werewolf.
Oh yeah.
He didn't give a fuck about Rose or saving anyone. He just wanted to see the werewolf. Right? It's great, and I love how he does just switch from his native accent to English accent.
Yeah, because you know when he is being serious.
And in all honesty, it's great how we got a werewolf in Doctor Who.
Yeah, because we haven't had like a werewolf.
We've never had a werewolf in Doctor Who. This is the only time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
Right?
And we had like...
And to be fair, yes, this is true. Queen Elizabeth did carry a gun with her.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it is 100% accurate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even on her dying bed, she still has a gun on her. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. Like, pretty much, with this episode, I love it. It's a fantastic episode. I think, with this episode, it could be a tiny bit better, but at the same time...
Yeah, like, maybe polish the CGI up on the wolf a little bit, but then again, it's stated, everybody...
But it's also BBC budget, it's also TV budget,
yeah.
It's not Disney standard.
Oh, no.
And to be fair, you can look at that now and you can clearly tell he's not looking at anything. Close up, it looks brilliant, but far away it doesn't look any good. And I love a typical base under siege story for Doctor Who. The format just works so well with it.
Yeah.
Hence why in the earlier classic episodes, very early on, it was mostly base under siege stories because that format just worked perfectly for Doctor Who.
Okay.
And well, yeah, and that dates back all the way to the 60s, Joel. So, yeah. I love how there's genuine tension here.
Yeah.
There is genuine tension. It looks great.
Wait for it.
The 2006 classic horror trope. But I tell you what, this feels like a classic horror. It
Yeah.
really does. It feels like a classic horror. It's great. It's done for a family audience, which is, again, brilliant. This could genuinely belong in any season and just be a good episode.
And also, you don't have to watch it chronologically. You just watch it right from the get go.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
can quite happily watch it.
Yeah.
Quite happily. It helps that the Doctor's not trying to find himself in this episode. He's already quite confident.
Yeah. Like
So,
at this point in this time, we got a fair point of what this Doctor is like, and
And of course, the people who did notice stuff in the background, you would have seen mistletoe there,
oh yeah,
which the werewolf has been trained to be allergic to.
yeah.
Which, to be fair, I don't think werewolves are allergic to mistletoe. I really don't think they are. Right? I know it's been trained to be allergic to it, but
Yeah, like how you train a dog to
Yeah.
be something like that. Yeah.
but you know, it's decent. It's decent. And to be fair, it's a nice small group of people for once. It's a
Yeah.
nice small group of people,
Plus
which
also-
really elevates it.
It's not big amount of people.
And also, you think as well, later on in this series, you got the Satan Pit.
Yeah.
This is exactly like this.
Yeah.
A lot smaller,
Yeah.
but better.
And I will say, for Satan Pit, obviously, we're going future
I
again.
mean, I can't wait to record that one.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's
That
a shame.
thing is
It's a
so
shame.
good.
It's a shame it won't be in that episode, buddy. But I'm glad. I can't wait for everyone's your reaction to that. And whoever's
I'm
reading it.
so looking forward to watching The Impossible Planet and Satan Pit. Those two are going to be so
Oh
good.
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And to be fair, like, anyone who knows werewolves knows that a werewolf will catch up to you no matter what, especially going upstairs. I mean,
Well,
look
yeah.
how fast he's going. I mean, you could clearly see. I mean, even done the classic horror trope of the shadows as well. This episode is so good. I love it.
I think it's fair to say he likes this episode already.
I can't help it. It's just a fantastic episode. And of course, what's the one thing that does stop a werewolf, Joel? A silver bullet.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? They didn't have silver bullets there, of course.
No.
But, you know, a direct shot with any bullet would at least not injure it, but, you know, send it away for a little bit.
I just like the idea that you said a silver bullet could stop it, and then the Doctor straight up said, "It can't stop it."
No, but silver bullets can.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just.
But I'm actually talking about werewolves,
The
not
Doctor
aliens.
literally made your point there. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just talking about proper werewolves, though. Like,
I will say
sorry.
though, I don't like that effect.
Or when the
You get
werewolf
that
is
shot
mauling.
closer. No, not what the wall's running. The way he was attacking that guy there.
Yeah, the
Like-
mauling of him.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we love this. How the Doctor's practically locked himself inside of a library.
And also, everybody.
I love that.
and also, everyone. If you look back at this episode again, you could tell this is going to be foreshadowing for later events.
How do you mean?
Well, I won't say because of spoilers.
No, how do you mean? Because I'm genuinely curious now.
Well, do you know the bad wolf thing that was introduced in season 1?
Yes.
And saying bad wolf is like a siren for the end times.
Oh, what, do you mean Torchwoodness?
Yeah, like in the finale of the season, and when, obviously, spoilers, what happens to Rose, who gets trapped in that parallel Earth, and then obviously we see the Doctor and her get separated, then we see that shot of him in that wall, and it's like a reference to that, with them being on opposite sides and cannot be, and not being able to say hello.
Mm.
Like,
I think that this episode is just a great time. It really is good. I love it. In fact, I think this is actually the second best story of this whole series. The second best story.
in this season.
Yeah. Second best. This, honestly, I think I would rate it about on the same level as Heaven Sent, World Enough in Time.
Oh, I mean,
It is a very strong episode. There's hardly anything wrong
I
with
feel
it.
like Heaven Sent for me is like probably tops this more.
Well, Heaven Sent is just the best episode ever of Doctor Who. And it is.
And this is his opinion, everybody.
To be fair, Joe, it is pretty universal, that opinion. Like,
Alright.
you speak to anyone and they say Heaven Sent is one of their favourites.
I agree. I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I do agree with you.
Good man!
Yeah, you told me to agree with it.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Nah, in all honesty, Heaven Sent and World Enough in Time are my two absolute favourite episodes of Doctor Who. This does rate alongside them after watching it again for the podcast. Genuinely. And we're not even through this episode yet, and it's great. And also, she's speaking Welsh, not Scottish.
Yeah, good eye.
It's
Or good
Welsh,
ears,
not
I'd say.
Scottish. That's a bit of a boo-boo, that one, but...
But we don't care because this
Oh
episode's
well,
good.
this episode's too good to care about that. You can't help accents, especially if they're strong.
I mean, come on, everybody. They're wearing getter that's clearly from a different time and era, and they don't give a what they're wearing.
So, you said that Jodie Whittaker was your least favourite Doctor.
Oh, back to Jodie Whittaker, everybody.
Of course. We have to.
Yeah, I mean, I say that I feel like she can be a great Doctor, but she was only good enough of what she was given, and I think what she was given wasn't good enough.
So you blame the writing more than the Doctor?
Yes.
Yeah.
The writing
That's
for the
understandable.
Doctor.
That is what everyone
not
says.
not for the Doctor herself.
That is what everyone says. The writing really did let them down.
Like if I were to compare, I feel like I like the writing for Tennant more because this is a Doctor that is still fresh from the Time War, that still feels that that pain and that rage.
Well,
and
it's
that guilt.
the thing. It is the thing, Joel. So the Ninth Doctor was very, very fresh from the Time War.
Yeah.
He still had a lot of rage. He was still very isolated.
Yeah, and
After the events of Parting of the Ways, he no longer felt that. Right?
I
This
would
Doctor-
disagree. I would disagree.
No. That was the whole plot of Parting of the Ways. That was the whole plot.
I feel like it was a beginning of him intending to move on from it, but I still feel like it's still fresh in his mind as during his during Tennant's run.
This is
that's
a
what I
Doctor
think.
who.
Sorry.
This Doctor, he quite literally, he still thinks he is the last of Time Lords. He still has a lot of guilt about it.
Yeah, like that.
But he's
that
not-
guilt is clear.
He's not a war hero
No.
anymore. He's not a war hero.
No.
He's come to terms with it now.
Yeah.
He's sort of forgiven and forget, but also he won't forget.
Yeah, because he feels more like a survivor that shouldn't be a survivor or something. Like he feels like, yeah, I'm the last of my race, and there's no one else out there. And obviously, well, spoiler, that's not really the case. As all stories like that should be.
Exactly.
But
The Koh-i Nordone. Fun fact, I know where they got that prop from. It was actually a 2p, well, not a 2p machine, it was like, basically a 2p machine with a massive diamond in it. Right? Like, it's obviously a fake diamond, of course. Right?
damn,
But I actually had one of those diamonds from there.
you hear that?
My mate-
Everybody's got a
my
diamond
old
like that.
mate actually gave it to me
Ah,
for my birthday. How about that?
great birthday.
It was actually. I quite liked it. I pretended I was Iron Man. To be fair, I was young. Okay?
Yeah, he was young and stupid, everybody.
Young and stupid.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was a good birthday. Good birthday present as well, to be fair. So yeah, obviously with the pace of the episode as well being this high, it does need a lot of time just to, relax and, let off a load of pressure and just let the actors act,
Yeah.
right? good thing about it, it works.
Yeah, it definitely works.
It's a great, great, great bit of acting this is. Just look at this. The music as well is great. Like, it's just one of those episodes where I could, honest God, say, yeah, this is one of my favourites.
I love when he gets in the rant. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
This Doctor makes Expedition look easy.
And also, my favourite close-up in the entire episode.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Favourite close-up? But for the wolf! But for the wolf! But for the wolf!
The wolf!
That wolf there. Nah. Honestly, I love it. And would be immediately trained to be allergic to the mistletoe.
Yeah, you already told us that, mate.
No, but would immediately be allergic to the mistletoe, so now we'd be trapped in it.
Yeah.
That's one negative thing I will say about it. Rose should have died. I still think Rose should have died in this episode.
That would
have been brilliant.
She was standing a bit too close there, yeah.
That would have been brilliant if Rose had died in this episode. That would have been brilliant. It would have elevated this episode from a 10 to an 11.
Yeah, but you know she wouldn't get rid of that. Like
it would
that.
have been great though.
I mean, yeah, but come on, it would just be anticlimactic, wouldn't it?
No, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
It would just be incredible to see it. A companion's death in an episode.
I'm not gonna lie, when you say if she dies by a werewolf, I feel like that's kind of like I said about the foreshadowing with that door scene with the Doctor and the wolf. I feel like that would be kind of poetic if she kind of dies to a wolf.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it. I do like it, and obviously, very classic horror here. And the music as well is just incredible throughout this whole episode. Like, it's one of those episodes I would gladly watch again and again and again. And I didn't think I would enjoy this episode this much on a rewatch.
Yeah.
Like, after watching it again, after such a long time without watching it, because I've just been watching the other favourites I have, this episode is honestly gone from like a 7 all the way up to a 10, straight away, without a doubt. This episode is great. I love it. I just love this episode. I know that they can't show like the full-on violence.
Oh yeah, they can't go.
They
can't go full Torchwood on us, no.
Yeah, and they can't go full-on horror.
No,
but I would love it.
I mean, in later seasons they do. In later seasons they do go more horror. Later on, I mean, obviously you'll get an episode of The Weeping Angels next season.
Oh, so I'm looking forward to doing that episode.
You have to bring me back for that one, mate.
Unfortunately, I've already got someone in mind for that one.
Well, that sucks for me, everybody.
But if you want, you can do Time of Angels in Series 5. If you want the Angels.
You have to get back to me for that one. Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
He just screwed me over, everybody.
Sorry. Nah, don't worry.
But don't worry, you'll see more of me, everybody.
Don't worry, it's only someone in mind. It's not set in stone yet. Ha ha ha. With the Angels. Set in stone? No? Okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to hate you in the chat now.
I'll stop. Okay. That seems quite a bad effect, I will say. It does seem quite a bad effect.
Yeah.
I wish the werewolf would have just died. In all honesty, instead of being like a...
you could easily have someone like on a line standing like that. I mean, that would kind of better.
So I do think the werewolf should have just died from a straight up blast from the moon.
Yeah, we'd been great. Die, right?
Sort of. And I can't believe this episode's nearly finished. That flew by.
Half an hour flies by, mate. Especially this kind of episode.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very good Base Under Siege story. It's a very, very good one. The Queen is a werewolf.
Hey, that'd be a great twist.
No, it's basically been confirmed by Doctor Who that the Queen is a werewolf.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
And in all honesty, I would love it. Don't get me wrong, it does grate me a little bit how Rose does keep trying to make the Queen say, I am not amused.
Oh, come on. That was like a thing that everyone was like...
But it is funny. I'll admit, it is funny.
I mean, when I watched this with my dad says, oh, that's what they were wanting her to say. Because my dad, he loved the classic Who, and obviously he hasn't watched any of the modern stuff. He just likes old-fashioned stuff.
Fair enough. But honestly, even for a classic Who fan, this would be a fantastic watch.
Oh yeah, because it kind of...
Oh. There we go.
She said it.
And the doctor's lost the bet.
She said it.
Oh dear. No, in all honesty, Rose is actually a really good companion in this episode. Because she isn't trying to have sex with
I
him.
would say yes, because you see her help out with those guys later on.
Well, you see her actually being a human
Yeah.
rather than just a whore, essentially. And that's basically what Rose is. She's a whore. I don't care. Right? And to be fair, everyone knows my opinion on Rose. Everyone knows.
What about your opinion on Rose, everybody? Do you agree with Sam? I won't say the word. I won't say.
They will.
I won't say the word because I'm a gentleman.
They will. They will. She's a whore. Nah. To be fair, she actually was brilliant in this episode. Like, even though I don't like Rose at all, this was
She's okay.
She was brilliant in this episode.
This is definitely one of her better episodes.
This is easily one of her best.
Yeah.
As Rose. Easily.
I would agree.
Easily one of her best. But here's the thing, right? I always forget, because back when I was younger, obviously we recorded it on Sky.
Yeah.
Right? I know. Back in the old days with the old cameras, where you had to crank it up like that. Right? But no, we used to record it off of Sky. And, I actually got DVDs made for me rather than going ahead and just buying them, which I've got now. I've got all the DVDs properly now.
Yeah.
But, we sort of missed out the last scene of this whole episode.
Wait, Sam, we have to do this. We have to do this now.
No. The werewolves! No. I always forget this scene exists. Always, because when I had the older DVDs, which I used to have, which I no longer have, this scene didn't fully record. It was strange. And it was revealed, obviously, this is Torchwood's house.
Yep.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason this exists.
Origin story.
It is basically an origin story.
Yeah.
The Torchwood house. But you know what? Why not? I like this. I like this as a little nod.
Yeah.
Towards it.
Yeah.
This is what it should have been.
Yeah.
Not just the word Torchwood everywhere, or just Torchwood done this, Torchwood done that. No, we don't want that.
And obviously we see later on, everybody, that we see Torchwood later on this season. But I will say though, everybody, bring back Torchwood. Bring back Torchwood, please.
And so, we've got Scream next.
I'm not going to be in this episode.
I know. But don't worry though, don't worry. You will be in another episode.
Oh, will I? Which one?
I don't know yet.
What?
We'll find out.
What?
We'll find out, John. We will
come
find
on,
out.
man.
Nah, I don't know when. But, School Reunion, fantastic episode. I have already recorded the podcast for it.
know.
However, guys, right?
It's got Ashley Head in it. Why?
However, I think this episode is an absolute banging episode. It doesn't take too long to watch.
No.
Right? It's a fairly quick episode.
It's a one and done thing. You can watch it without watching the entire season.
Exactly. It's very one and done. You don't need to have any prior knowledge of it. And I'll tell you what, I would recommend this episode to anyone.
And also, watch it on Halloween.
Good. Watch it on Halloween. It's a great horror.
Yeah.
Right, now then, Joel, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think of this episode?
Well, I would rate the Wolfman episode...
Tooth and Claw.
Tooth and Claw, alright, get technical here. I would rate it a 9, personally.
A 9?
Yeah.
In all honesty, I'm going to rate it a 10.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm going to rate it a 10.
Which one do you agree with us, audience?
Whew, a 10 out of 10, the first one in Series 2.
I know, and also...
Definitely not going to be the last one, though. I can tell you that right now, because the Satan Pit double pill.
Oh, yeah.
Both of those are just 10s immediately.
I will say this, everybody. Even though this is probably my favourite episode of Season 2, I mean, obviously it's not quite, it's further down the line. I hope you bring me to watch that midnight episode.
Oh, I can't wait to record that one.
Because if you like low budget stuff, watch that episode.
Yeah.
That's just as low budget as an episode you can get. Because you don't even see the damn thing at all.
But it's great.
It's great.
It's a fantastic episode.
It's awesome.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching with us.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
This has been the Blue Tardis podcast.
Yeah.
I've been your host, Sam.
And I've been Joel.
And we shall see you next time.
Allons-y.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. I hope you bring me to watch that midnight episode.
Oh, I can't wait to record that one.
Because if you like low budget stuff, watch that episode.
Yeah.
That's just as low budget as an episode you can get. Because you don't even see the damn thing at all.
But it's great.
It's great.
It's a fantastic episode.
It's awesome.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching with us.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
This has been the Blue Tardis podcast.
Yeah.
I've been your host, Sam.
And I've been Joel.
And we shall see you next time.
Allons-y.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.